There was a time when a kingdom in Africa and a European power joined forces to defend their lands. This isn't fiction, it's a piece of real history. In the early 1500s, Ethiopia was a proud and powerful Christian empire, one of the oldest in the world. It had withstood centuries of conflict and emerged with a culture rich in tradition, faith, and military pride. But now, its borders were under siege. To the southeast rose the Adal Sultanate, a fierce Islamic state, ruled by a brilliant and ruthless general, Imam Ahmad ibn Ibrahim al-Ghazi, known to history as Ahmad the Left-Handed. Armed with Ottoman cannons and matchlock rifles, Imam Ahmad launched a full-scale invasion of Ethiopia. His aim was nothing less than domination, and for a time, it worked. Villages were razed, churches burned, royal cities fell. The Ethiopian army, armed with swords and spears, was outgunned and overwhelmed. Emperor Lebna Dengel, realizing his kingdom was nearing collapse, did something remarkable. He turned not to a neighboring ally, but to a European power across the sea, Portugal. He sent a message across the Indian Ocean addressed to King João III of Portugal. And Portugal listened. Why? Because this wasn't just a war in Africa. It was part of a much larger global chessboard. Portugal, like the Ottomans, was expanding rapidly. Both powers were fighting for control of sea routes, trade posts, and religious influence. An alliance with Ethiopia meant Portugal could secure a friendly Christian base in East Africa and strike back at Ottoman expansion in the region. So, in 1541, Portugal answered Ethiopia's call. 400 musketeers, led by Cristóvão da Gama, the son of legendary explorer Vasco da Gama, sailed to the African coast. When they arrived, it was not to conquer, but to join. They marched inland and joined the shattered Ethiopian forces. Together, these two worlds, ancient Christian warriors and European riflemen, prepared for battle. It wasn't easy. The Portuguese were small in number. Imam Ahmad's forces were far larger and deeply entrenched. But the alliance breathed life back into Ethiopia's resistance. Cristóvão da Gama fought bravely. He won a series of battles, but during one campaign, he was ambushed, captured, and executed. He died young, but not in vain. His actions paved the way for a final decisive battle that would shake the Horn of Africa, the Battle of Huayna Daga. In 1543, Ethiopian and Portuguese forces faced Imam Ahmad's army on the highland plains. It was brutal, the sky filled with smoke. The clash of steel and thunder of cannons echoed for miles. And then, the impossible happened. Imam Ahmad was struck down in combat. Without his leadership, the Adal army collapsed. The invasion ended. Ethiopia was saved. The war cost thousands of lives, cities, and years of destruction. But it was also proof that Africa was not simply a victim of history. It was an actor in it. Ethiopia didn't wait to be discovered. It reached out. It chose its ally. And together, they pushed back against an empire. This alliance, this forgotten moment, shows us that African history is more than slavery, colonization, or suffering. It's also one of strategy, faith, diplomacy, and resilience. Ethiopia would later go on to be the only African country never fully colonized. Now that you know it, what will you do with it? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.